When your old career gives you lemons, throw in some ice, mix in some vodka, and call it a podcast. From the Mac of All Trades studio in Fairport and driven by Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, it's Billified, the Bill Moran Podcast.
Thanks for getting your pod on. Thank you for telling a friend. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, Billified_pod. Share it with your friends. Share our clips. And I think you'll love it. We're on YouTube as well. Woo! That's right. We're on YouTube, and you can see shorts in the studio and full episodes there, clips of episodes there. We have a Substack now. You can go read. It's called Billightenment, and it's
Billightenment.
Yeah. Hey, now, how dare you? How dare you over there, you judgmental ass? I'm kidding. But it's just thoughts on things that kind of don't fit in the Billified world anywhere else. So we started that, and you can subscribe to it and read it, and it's all available. Like and subscribe. We're here with Dougie Fresh.
Woo, baby!
In
the house, Saturday afternoon, hip shaking, money making, tower power, Dougie Fresh in the house. I was just talking to my niece, and she's in Albuquerque. She's making some moves with her life, and I can't tell them. But she goes, "How long have you been doing this?" I think I've been 2.5 years, something like that. And she goes, "It would have been cool if you would have marked everyone down and kept a log of it." I'm like, "Yeah, I guess, looking at that now, I guess so." But I just thought with every picture I take, one of these will actually have the beginning date, and I think it was.
Well, we have the episodes,
right? I'm not going to go back through all those. I mean, gosh, I got
too much work.
I got stuff to do. I'll just wait for memories on Facebook to come up.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh man,
all my pictures.
Memories are a scary thing on Facebook. No, a little scary if you're in like a situation, and you realize what a marker in time children are, because things will pop up, and a lot of it is me and my youngest son, and he was just this little itty bitty guy, and he's turning.
Makes you feel old.
Turning 16.
Not old.
No, I don't.
Just so much life that's gone through, and
I don't feel old.
I don't look old.
I should probably. Yeah, I don't know what people say. I don't know when people say that. I always think they're full of shit. I had a guy say to me yesterday, we were talking just he and I, we were in a room, and I was eating my lunch and trying to go through some school stuff, and the guy starts talking, and I said something about, "Oh, my son is 1 year younger than you," and he goes, "How old are you?" And I said, I'm 54.
Young enough to kick your ass, Pilgrim.
And I go, well, I don't know. I said, I'm 54. And the guy goes, "It's a sin to lie." And I said,
he said that?
Yeah, he was kidding, right?
Oh, okay.
And I said, no, I'm telling you. He goes, "What's your secret?" I said, well, this part
no
is
sex.
No, this part is true. I said, I drink a lot. Now, I have cut way back. I just will say that. But I said I drink a lot. And he goes, "Oh, too bad. I'm Muslim. I don't drink." But it was a great conversation. It was really interesting what transpired after that. But so I always think people are full of shit when they say you look young. I don't know.
Well, we had a customer where I work, 90 years old, found out from a customer yesterday. He goes, Tim died. I go, "Old Tim?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "What happened?" 70. I go, "Gosh, that guy would come in and drink 4 or 5 Manhattans every week." He goes, "Yeah, that was the only thing keeping him going."
That might have been.
And I told somebody else, and they'd be like, "Well, he came in and had a non-alcoholic beer." I go, "Yeah, he had 1 non-alcoholic beer and then the Manhattans afterwards."
But it wasn't, I'll say, I don't know that it's the alcohol as much as, honestly, it's the socialization.
Yes.
That you talked to him.
Getting out there.
But you talked to him. You knew who he was.
I had to talk to him 3, 4, 5 times for one sentence because he was deaf, to the point where I was almost yelling over the bar, and I felt bad because then you're...
Yeah, sure, interrupting other people.
"Do you want fries with your fish fry?" And you don't want to feel bad because he's 90.
Yeah. Exactly. But I do think that is a big piece that keeps people alive.
But he still got out. He still drove.
Yeah.
And then you're like, "Oh, gosh, how many Manhattans does he need?" And like, do you need another one? Maybe it's time to go. And you try to be nice, but yeah, they're getting out. And some of these old timers, at least years before, they had their routine of 2, 3, 4 bars. Especially the old timers, they would stop. They knew where all the good looking girls were, and they'd have one, and they'd tip kind of nice. And,
Hey,
okay,
you pretty ladies.
yeah, Therese, I'll see you next week or tomorrow.
As my grandfather used to call her, "Hey, Dolly." I used to get so uncomfortable. I'd be with him somewhere, and he would say to, like, if it was a deli counter or something, "Hey, Dolly, can I get a half pound? Dolly, I'd like a Dolly." And I would just be like, "Yeah, this feels weird." They ate it up.
Yeah,
some of them ate it up. They didn't care. They didn't care at all. So I was like, all right. It sounded old school to me. That's what made me uncomfortable. I never called anybody a Dolly. You know what I mean? Hey, Dolly. Hey, doll. Maybe I should now.
Not Dolly. I had a friend that used to call people doll.
Yeah.
Thanks, doll.
Yeah.
Not Dolly.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Dolly was what my grandfather said. Dolly.
Well, Dolly Parton.
I don't know. Yeah. I have no idea.
How we doing, doll? Bugs Bunny used doll.
Did he?
Hiya, doll.
Oh.
Back in the cartoons.
Yeah. But those were like really old ones.
Well, I'm 55 here.
Yeah, but I'm right there. I don't remember the doll stuff as much, but you're right. Yeah.
I think that is an old term.
It is an old
60s,
term.
50s.
Yeah.
What are you doing tonight, doll?
I wanted to bring something up that we had touched on last
Mae
week.
West.
Oh, God.
How tall are you? I'm 6'7". Well, you can forget about the 6 foot and just bring the 7.
That was Mae West.
That was Mae West.
Always
she
those
has
jokes.
some great one-liners
Yes.
I found one night.
Fantastic.
She should get more credit, whether she wrote them or not.
Yeah.
But
she delivered them.
She delivered them.
That's the thing, man. They landed, right?
Yes.
And I think so many times some people are great at writing and not executing, and somebody else can just bring more life to it.
Yeah.
It's interesting, and both acting and comedy. Last week we were talking about GLP-1s when you were here, and I got someone who was very angry with me about my statements on GLP-1s.
What was the GLP-1? Oh, the
Ozempic and things like that. And I said how I worry that it's a shortcut, and what happened to my body image and all this. And I basically wrote back to the person who complained. I said something to the effect of, I was riffing, not researching. So, this kind of thing. And then I read on an episode this past week, I read the person's complaint. I never put their name in there. And they wrote back, and I woke up this morning, and before I even got out of bed, I normally I have my phone on airplane mode, so when I turn it on, everything just starts coming in.
Like
I take it off I take it off, because it's hard to put your phone on airplane mode now.
It is?
Yeah, because airplane mode keeps your Wi-Fi on. It used to not, but the planes have Wi-Fi, so you can put it in airplane mode, but the Wi-Fi stays on. And what will happen is when I'm near the Wi-Fi, my calls come through.
I have noticed that. I text a couple people late, and they say so-and-so has their phone off.
Yeah, just do not disturb.
Do not disturb. Or you can force it through.
Yes.
If it's an emergency.
On the do not disturb.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm making a mistake, but I went through and I did a couple of steps and built a shortcut button in my phone that I can just hit it, and it goes directly to airplane mode. Nothing gets through. Maybe that's not good, because I do have kids and things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's not smart. But, so I wake up, and when I heard it on, everything starts coming in from the night before. And I saw this, and normally I wouldn't even turn it on until I get to, I had a cup of coffee, did some stuff.
Right.
So I laid
Start your day.
I laid in bed, and I responded to the person again, and I won't go into the details of it, but they were upset because I said that, all the things I said about Ozempic, and they said it really helps me. And I'm not talking about that person in particular. What I was saying more or less with the Ozempic is the number of people that are 20 to 30, 40 pounds overweight that aren't going to have some kind of drastic surgery or be required, right? This kind of thing. That sometimes just better nutrition and exercise makes you feel better instead of having to put a drug in yourself, but that requires, and it sucks. Changing your lifestyle fucking sucks. It blows, man, doesn't it? You've done it.
I'm doing it now.
Okay.
Not to brag. This is not bragging, because I haven't told anybody.
Sure.
But yeah.
Yeah, and it sucks. There's a part of it that sucks. But you feel better, and there is something about the motivation. Once you start to see let's say it's weight, the number on the scale drop, you're more motivated to stick to what you're doing because it's working. And that's a great thing. But that's my point with this, where the Ozempic stuff is sort of a shortcut. You're not necessarily changing your lifestyle.
Right. I think, and I am agreeing with you, that people, I'm just going to get the shot.
Yeah.
Well, you just don't put the shot and all of a sudden 3 pounds are gone.
Right.
It
Well,
puts you in the mindset that you don't need to.
Right.
You don't have to eat. But the things that I know that I could have been doing, I'm just doing now because now I've gotten to a point. I'm like,
you got to do it.
250.
Right.
So no bread, no pasta, no carbs.
Yeah.
Black coffee, no creamer. Today is my cheat date. I stopped at Dunkin' Donuts on the way here.
Okay. Smells good.
Protein. Yeah. Mainly it's been steak and deviled eggs. And you laugh, but I looked it up. And it said...
Look, somebody was talking to me, and they go, Doug's whole existence is about whether he has the materials to make deviled eggs. They go, it's like an existential crisis. It's deviled eggs for Doug.
I looked online, I Googled it. I jokingly said, hey, Google, are deviled eggs good for a diet? And it said, yes, deviled eggs are good if you are doing a keto diet, which is basically mostly all protein.
Right.
So half a steak at night with some deviled eggs, and at lunch the next day, nothing after 8, water and black coffee.
That's, and no, you haven't drank beer at all?
I drank a lot on the Turks destination, but.
Since then?
No.
Yeah. No. Look, dude, I can lose myself in bars. I don't drink heavily at home. I can have a glass of wine and put it away. I can have a beer and not have another.
I don't drink
And
at home.
I mean, I'll drink, but I don't drink at home. You know what I mean? To me, it's a social thing. But when I get going at the bar, man, I can feel it.
Yeah.
And I went for just 1 hour the other day.
If you're 20 or 30 pounds overweight, you just change a couple things in your life and you'll see it come off. And it doesn't have to be drastic. They say a pound a week.
But hey, look,
a pound a day, half a pound a day, that'll come off.
I want to make this very clear in case the person who was upset is listening, and I'll get into what else they were upset about. And I really want your opinion on this. I think it would be interesting because I think you have knowledge of people who have been in this situation.
Okay.
But to this person, look, if it jumpstarts for you, if you're what they would do, it's not hard to be morbidly obese. If you look at the charts, it's really not to fall into that. If you have tried all these other things, if it just doesn't work for you and this is a jump start, amen, go
for it.
Do it. That's great. I'm just
doesn't it help with diabetes or something?
Yes, it does. And look, your whole body's going to feel better when you drop weight because there's less pressure on your joints, especially if you have arthritis. Yeah. And if you just have had a hard time, so what does that mean? If I have arthritis and most of that feeds off of like sugars and things and my bodies and the weight on my body and all the joints, how could you exercise? You're in discomfort. So if this drug helps you get to the point
that you can, and I can't stand people. I'm sorry. I can't do a push-up. I can't do a sit-up. You can.
Yes.
Whether you do a push-up from your knee, I can only do one. You do one today. You do one tomorrow. By next Monday, next Saturday.
Yeah. You may have 3.
Go to 2.
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
Yes.
And I'll tell you one thing I've been doing. I think I showed you is leg lifts up to a chair.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I think I started with 40. You put your hands above your head and you just come down opposite knee. Now I'm up to 100. And that was, you just gotta, it's just a little bit.
You're going to be one sexy beast.
You fucking ain't right.
That's right, ladies. Look out.
Deviled eggs and 7 inches of heaven.
You need to put that on your dating profile. Yeah.
You know what I'm going to do?
Deviled eggs and 7 inches of heaven.
I forgot. I'm going to save this for you. I am on Facebook dating. I am going to change my profile picture to deviled eggs. Today. And
I wonder what'll happen.
Probably nothing. It's better than saying no MAGA.
Yeah.
left wing extreme. You like Donald Trump, but you got deviled eggs? Well, maybe I'll give you a hand job.
I also said that this person caught me on a little bit or called me out on. And it doesn't change my opinion of it. I hope I explained it effectively, because they took there were some passive aggressive things in there, and I didn't write it back, but it was things like, well, you're a man, that kind of thing, like your gender type stuff. And I'm going, okay, I see what's happening. Or I can't believe you're studying to be a therapist and think this way, is basically what they're saying. Mm-hmm. And what I said was, when it comes to addiction, I don't think it's actually a disease. And I said, so I'll clarify what I mean by that.
Is gambling an addiction or disease?
Sure.
I don't think gambling is a disease, but it is a very bad addiction.
Well, I can say that.
Is drinking a disease? I don't think it's a disease. I think it's a very bad addiction.
But it manifests as a disease in your body, right? In the sense
there's one way to look at it.
Right.
It's not like catching a cold or a flu.
No.
It's like a disease.
It's a buildup.
Yes.
But there are times where you can't start your day without a drink.
Heroin's not a disease. It's a very bad addiction.
Right.
Where that's apples to oranges of what the real...
Well, we have, the rehabs and places that'll say it's a disease, and you have to understand.
I picked plenty of people up in Uber that have told me how many years or weeks they've been clean, and just want to express that, hey, good for you.
Yeah. Sure. Right. Because it's hard. Mm-hmm. It's hard. And I will say, I understand why it's called a disease, because there are times where you can no longer control the impulses. Right. So it's it's pathological in a sense. What I'm saying is that I think that there are things that were driving it. And by that, it's whatever fucked up things happened in your life that you're trying to sort of escape all the time. A lot of times people have something that they're avoiding.
Yes.
And it's not always, but I would say, if you go out and just have a kind of a bender, maybe not, but probably. I had a bad day at work. What do?
I don't think I've ever drank that way, because I always knew I was always a happy drunk and wanted to play darts and joke and laugh.
Sure.
And if there's a problem, I know that problem's going to be there by the time I get home. Now I'm drunk and the problem's still there. So let's try to face it or fix it. I totally get you.
Yes.
Have a couple drinks to relax the situation and not stress about it that much. And there's different degrees of levels of that.
I think that what I think happens, and I don't know. I think there's traumas in the nervous system for people. That's where it kind of hits. Things that happen that that are too hot to touch. The feelings are too intense. You don't know how to deal with it. You don't know, and you feel it. So you drink because it numbs you and it helps. And then it just gets too far to a point where now we've got a problem. And I have known people, and I think that's why there's relapse with things, because you're not dealing with the underlying issue of what was driving the addiction. Could it have been a trauma thing years ago? Could it be avoidance of something? Who the fuck knows? But it's something there that's triggering that. So, and then there's a term called dry drunk, and it's people who no longer drink. They did everything, but all those same problems, all those same personality shit is still there, and now they're directing it at CrossFit. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And hey, good for them.
Good for them.
Right? And everybody goes, well, they did it. They're better. And then you talk to me, you go, God, he's still such a fucking dick. Right? I mean, that's the thing. And you go, you never dealt with your shit. So your shit's still there, and now you're found a healthier way to avoid it. Great. But why not deal with this shit so you can just live better? Because I tell you, you're carrying that shit around, whatever it is, whatever happened. I'm amazed at how much shit in our first years of life just shape who we are.
First couple or first 8?
No, I'm going to say the first 10.
Oh,
I'll go the first 10. I'll go to first. Well, go 8. I would go 10, 5, something like that. I mean, I think it was.
I think they say you don't really start having a memory till age 4, where you can.
Right, but what they are seeing too, though, is that there's attachment disorders and things, and that one of the things is babies. The trauma is there; it's in the nervous system. It may not, and
without a doubt.
And a lot of times we'll go, well, they don't remember that. Hey, come on! So I fucking put a lit cigarette out on their elbow. They were a baby. And I'm not. That's extreme. I knew that would get you.
Terrible.
I know.
Who the fuck would do that? There are people. They should go to the guillotine.
Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, there's people. But my point is, like, does the kid even remember that incident? Probably not. But the trauma is in them, and it fucks you up. It just does.
I would think so.
It just does. That
burns for life.
That's my point.
The scars run deep.
And I think those things drive that other stuff. That was my only point with that. And I go, look, you're a guy who has probably been around a lot of people that could be classified as addicts at something. Oh, yeah. I'm just thinking bars, the strip club. Don't tell me some of those ladies didn't have some
booger sugar problems. Absolutely.
Well, but either way, and by the way, drugs and alcohol make you feel fucking great. And they're fun.
Bill Maher once said,
fun.
You know those runways in the airport where they're the laying escalators? They're just movable. You know what I mean? He goes, that's what drugs are. You stand on there and you're just going through life nice and easy. And then all of a sudden you got to walk and it wakes you up. And then you're back to reality.
Right.
So.
Right. That's a great
tried
analogy,
weed. It doesn't really
doesn't
do
work
anything.
for you.
It doesn't.
No.
It makes me lose all track of time, which I don't like because I try to keep.
Well, you're not in control. You like, and I don't mean it like you're a control freak, Doug. No, I just mean you're not in control. You like,
I like
that's how you function.
I like the pace of beer and liquor to know where I'm going.
Yeah, me too.
And then I'm like, okay, a couple more shots and I gotta go.
Yeah.
Or a
couple more shots, I gotta go.
Oh yeah,
Dougie Fred's got a liver that sits on the stool next to him. Hey, Doug, who's your black friend? It's my liver.
They regenerate, Bill.
Oh,
you should know.
Yes, I do.
Mr. Guinness.
I do. But that's why I keep bitching. Like, you gave a great example of a 90-year-old man who came into the bar often.
Yeah.
Right? You knew his order. You knew his thing. He was comfortable there. That was his social scene.
Yeah.
It's so important to have social connections to stay alive. That's where I go, this is where the pandemic fucked us. And I think there's a generation that's coming up that they just learn to be alone
with these,
right? But they just learn to be alone
before the pandemic
because you couldn't go out. No, I agree.
Even before, because I have a friend, and this had to be 7-8 years ago. He goes, my son, he's 24. He's got to get a job. He doesn't know how to interact with people. All he does is text.
Yeah,
and now he's just getting out there, able to talk.
That's true.
Trying to talk.
Right, and I'm it's not wrong. But if you think back, the pandemic was 7 years ago.
Was it 7 years ago?
2019 is when it really kind of hit in, right? Or no, yeah. It was 2019 when it came in that spring. It was the end of March, and then I thought, 2020. So you are going back 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when we really hit. It was March of 2020 when they started shutting down stuff where we are.
Right.
And you go, okay, so 17, 18 years old. I can't go to bars already, but you couldn't even go to coffee shops.
Right.
Where a lot of kids do hang out.
Do they really?
Yeah. I mean,
coffee shops?
Well, if I go into a certain...
I mean, there's no more arcades. Movie theaters, the mall. The malls are gone. There's Eastview and Grease Ridge.
Well, you're right. All those third-party places that you would meet are not there.
Yeah.
But I think the coffee shops are a place where I see a lot of kids, sitting around tables, laughing,
I've never
talking.
noticed that.
And you don't fucking go into coffee shops. You go in, get your coffee, and you fucking leave. When have you sat in a coffee shop? You don't do that.
Okay.
I guarantee you don't do that. And I'm not, you always say to me, you sound like you're yelling at me. I'm not yelling at you.
Does it sound like he's yelling at me, ladies and gentlemen?
I'm emphatically telling you, because I know you. You're like me. I don't want to sit there. I get my fucking coffee and go. I want to look at you. Right? That's very social. But my point is, I just think that shut down, and these kids now, it's just better to just be alone or be home.
What was it last week? I went in there.
You went in where?
I went into Dunkin' Donuts because I was a knucklehead and didn't. I passed. I think
a lot of times Dunkin' Donuts too, and they're trying to set up as cafes the ones that are freestanding. There's a Dunkin' Donuts here, but it's in like a convenience store.
Yes, that was the one I was at.
Yeah, and there's no really place to sit there.
It was. I went in. I go, hey, and the young girls are all pointing at me. I go, yeah, I missed the takeout window. Don't ask me how. And there's a song playing, and it was End This and Hit My Bitch and
Yeah.
I go, God, gosh, I love this song. I can't think of the name of it. What is it? And she hits her phone, and she told me, and I go, thanks. And I sat in my car waiting outside. I can't find it, but I'm reading the lyrics, and I'm like, is nothing to them. Not decency if you had your grandmother, your kids, or just...
well, I'd hit my grandma.
You know, somebody...
If she were alive.
That was not traumatized.
Yes.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Date raped.
No.
Seduced. Sex trafficked.
Feel disrespected that way.
Oh, yeah.
Or something like that.
Sure. Yeah.
No, this isn't it. I'll have
You
to
got to
look
take
off
better
there.
fucking notes. You're terrible at notes.
It's in my delete file.
Doug's got a nice shirt on today. Look at Doug with this
What is
fancy
this?
shirt. I like it.
Okay.
It's the nicest shirt I've ever seen you wear.
Well, it's a nice day out.
No, I know. But I mean,
I saw it.
You got elbow patches on
patches,
there.
little brown-
My
brown-
God, you got a little brown on the outside. Yeah.
I'm gonna look for that song in the.
All right, we're gonna take. We'll take a moment.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about. I learned something. I learned something about a religion that I had no idea.
I'm not good with religion.
No, you'll know this one.
Okay, I got some religious stokes. Are we allowed to tell those? Probably not.
You can do anything you want, Doug.
Don't give him my
I'll
email.
just say the opinions of Doug are
Not sanctioned by this
podcast.
Right.
All right, we'll get to that right after this. Ever look at your wall and think, that hole definitely wasn't there yesterday? Or maybe your faucet's got a drip that's slowly driving you into madness. That's when you got to call my buddies at Mac of All Trades, because it's your home. And if you don't have the skills to fix it yourself, go to the people who do. And trust me, there's nobody better than Mac of All Trades. They do everything. Leaky faucet, they got it. Drafty windows and doors, done. Electrical, plumbing, carpentry, sure. Full kitchen or bathroom model, oh yeah, they'll do that too. From patching the hole that someone made by definitely not slamming the door, to transforming your entire space. Mac of All Trades gets it done quickly and the right way. Stop putting up with cold drafts and half-finished to-do lists. Give them a call at 585-202-9218 or find them online at macofalltrades.net. Get started on that to-do list today. Mac of All Trades. No job too small.
Good afternoon, you lucky dogs. It is Saturday, 62 degrees here in Cha. You got the one, the only, the hip-shaking, money-making, tower power man of the hour, 24/7, the one your mother warned you about, Dougie Fresh in the house. Next to me, as always, the man, the myth, the legend, all the way from Alabama, Bamalama, 6'2" and eyes of blue, the sweet, the sexy Mr. Bill Moran. Woo!
There he is, Dougie Fresh, laying it down like only Dougie Fresh can.
The only reason he invites me back.
No, that is not true.
I know, it's a joke.
I was busting
My
Doug's balls
gosh.
so hard because Doug wanted to go get a cup of coffee. And so he's walking out of the studio. He trips over a cord that had to one of the lights.
For the new lighting, it's seriously good.
Well, now hang on a second. The lighting isn't right. So I have
Did
somebody.
you still see me?
Yes, I'm gonna have somebody come in and I haven't made the call yet, but I have a meeting after this podcast about the lighting in the studio. I've been getting not yelled at, just suggested that we do it this way, and I think it probably looks better. You look great on my screen.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, wow. I'm like, God damn, it's normally Shrek, and here he is. No, but then
We went from Shrek to shredded.
that would be a great
Shredded wheat.
Oh, dude, if you did that online, Shrek to shredded, and you like it's your whole process, though, whatever you do, right? And then you just keep track of it and you sell it to people.
My next move is to get, I'll tell you this just to get a giggle out of you, is an Olympic bench bar.
Yeah.
45 pounds.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's on Facebook Marketplace.
Though I think Facebook Marketplace is a great thing because so many times every one of us buy shit that we just never use.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or we just have so much stuff.
So much, yeah.
And you just don't need all that stuff. And I think, why buy it new if you can get it?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I was looking for a bookshelf. I was like, I don't want.
I got 2 corner shelves for my house.
Yeah,
they were in Lockport, and my buddy lives there, or he travels there a lot. And
yeah,
we got them, and they great additions.
Well,
to the house.
see, the thing is this: like, I don't want to. It's a bookshelf, right?
Right.
But I don't want a piece of shit.
Right.
And a brand new thing is, and I also don't want to spend $500 on a bookcase or bookshelf. So I'd rather have one that's made of wood and didn't cost me $150 that I had to assemble myself and curse and fucking have 3 screws left over and go, I don't know, IKEA. You know what I'm saying? And like that stuff. And they're nice, but there's something chintzy about them. I want a real wood one, and I find Marketplace. I look every once in a while. I find a few.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Do you?
And this is a serious question.
Oh my God! Don't why, Doug? Serious?
Well, you wanted to do some content that would be
Yes, I did. I do.
listened to
Yes.
5 years down the line.
Well, what I said to Doug was, I'd like if somebody finds this, I want all the podcasts to have some value still down the line, and funny.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, Doug and his existential crisis with deviled eggs.
Hulk smash. But I was thinking of some topics. One of which I was thinking was the Pledge of Allegiance.
And what about it?
We don't say it anymore, right? In school?
Yeah, they do.
They do?
Yeah.
They do in your class?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we got away from that.
What the fuck do you know?
That's why I'm asking a question, because I didn't know.
Yeah. No, it is. They at least where I am, they do.
Okay.
Yeah. Every day. Yep. Every day over the loudspeaker.
I thought they got rid of that for some reason.
No, I was in 2 or 3 different. They did it in the high school. They did it in an elementary school I was at last year. They do it in an elementary school I'm in this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I am mistaken.
No, are you hearing that it's not done?
I thought it was a controversial thing that we got rid of. I mean, but something on the news years ago. Because you were saying about content, something 5 years down
I
line.
understand.
So I thought it was out of schools.
No.
And I was going to ask you
I
if
don't
it would be
know.
back.
I can only tell you that from where I am and where I think my kid is, they do it every day. I don't. There may be places that don't.
Okay.
I'm not.
No, that I'm mistaken.
I'm just saying I'm not. You're not. You may not be. I'm just saying I'm not familiar with those, so I can't
I'll ask
really.
Siri after the break.
I can't really comment. But here's something, Doug.
What?
That I find very interesting.
Okay.
There's the whole Iranian thing that's happening right now.
There is?
Yeah.
What?
Well, there's a couple bombs. And things. But that's not what I didn't want to really go there. Apparently, the son of the supreme leader who was killed is rumored to take over.
Okay. Family business.
Family business. And there was this whole article on him and the impotency that he experienced, that he had to go to England for a number of sessions. I would assume, I think he went twice.
For Viagra to get a stick in his dick?
Well, I don't know that. I don't know.
And this is the important world culture we're talking about 5 years later?
Well, yeah, because it's interesting in that it's
in
so
5 years,
shaming.
if somebody finds your files, we're going to find out if this guy can get a hard on by himself.
But it's so shaming to people. It's so shaming to men. Like you start looking at what is really behind the impotency. We can say age when there's the Viagra and stuff like that. I don't know how old. I think he is older, but that's not one of the most interesting parts of this. What I didn't realize was they have something that we don't have here in the United States. Or I've never heard of. Well, there's that. But I've never heard of this. They have temporary marriages.
Wow.
Okay? So think of it as
a car rental. You're leasing and not
I was
buying.
going to say yes. Yeah, you could say that. I was going to say training camp.
Oh,
Honey,
I want one in white, and 7 years later, I'll take the one in black.
Honey, it's not cheating. I'm in
I
training
got
camp.
red. I got brown.
Right. It's like
I got an SUV. I got a convertible.
I got it all.
I got a passenger van for all my buddies.
It's
Give me the dump truck.
but they do this to. You want the dump truck? Is that what you want?
Only for 7 years. I probably get tired of it.
Oh, you'll get tired of that dump truck in 5, buddy. But you know what? The trade-in value, no one wants it. No one wants it.
It's been used.
You should try to get rid of that dump truck.
Right.
Woo! My God. Fuck, Doug's here with her again. Is there a buffet tonight?
Shut up, Sally.
I didn't realize this. So Iran is, I believe, the primary religion is Muslim.
And what's Iraq? Because they're always fighting about religion over there. I mean, that's been forever. Isn't their main course why they don't like each other?
Well,
Different
Iran
religions?
and Iraq seem to be okay. It's right now. It's Iran and Jerusalem and Israel that has the big issue because
Muslim, Jewish,
Yeah.
and Christian.
Yeah.
There's no Christians over there, is there? It's either
there
Muslim or
could be. There could be.
But I mean, the majority. What they're
I think
fighting
the
about.
majority is Muslim. I don't know that they're fighting over that. I think it's more about land and territory in Israel and Iran.
For all this, even Gandhi days.
Well, Gandhi was India.
Okay, yeah, I know that.
But I think this is more about territory, and then Iraq is getting involved in Palestine versus Jerusalem or versus Israel, and so it's all that stuff. But the thing that I found interesting was this temporary marriage, and they do it to get around a religious law, so it's like law, so you can have a temporary marriage, and I go, that's.
For how long? I mean, it's your own.
I don't.
Let's be married for a week, a month. It's, marry me so you can get my insurance.
I don't know. Let me see, because I didn't have enough time to really dig into it, but it jumped out of the page to me when it said he had 2 temporary marriages. This guy, and you go, okay, and then he was older when he got married, and he couldn't have kids. And the impotency, they were just trying to make that a big deal in this article, the impotency, and then he had to go to England and all these things. And all I'm thinking is, that is a big shaming thing for a lot of men, especially...
I would not shame anybody for that.
For impotency?
Yeah.
No. I don't think that people talk about it, but it's self-shame. You know what I mean?
I don't think I would use the word shame, though.
You wouldn't?
No.
Like if you're with the woman...
Shame on you?
No.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking.
I know. Yeah. That's not how I'm thinking.
Right.
Stay to my penis. Shame on you. I told you to get up, motherfucker. No, shame in that I'm so embarrassed that I almost shrink away. You avoid attempts at relations because you're ashamed that your dick may not work, right? And you're hoping that whoever's on the receiving end of your heat-seeking moisture missile will be understanding, right? Now, a lot of times that stuff happens with old. I don't know what kind of thing this guy went through, and that was their big deal. But the fascinating part to me is you had 2 temporary marriages, probably during your prime sex years. But do you say to these women, I'm not going to have children with you? Are there people who have had children out of what was deemed a temporary marriage? But it's a way to get around and just feed the biological monster of sex that's
to be married
in all of it. No. In that religion, basically, it's like you can't have sex unless you're married.
Oh, gotcha.
So here's a way around it.
No premarital sex over in Iran.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying Iran. I'm saying in the Muslim faith. I'm not familiar enough to know, but I think that's it. I know.
Oh, so now they got bylaws in the Muslim faith.
Well, this is a weird thing. I did not know this. A temporary marriage. I find it fascinating.
Oh.
I find that fascinating, and I want to.
If you could have a temporary marriage, 2 years.
Well, I used to.
I think that's the longest my relationship has been with a woman is boyfriend, girlfriend is 2 years.
That's your longest relationship?
Wow. What are you looking at that for?
Huh?
Huh?
What are you talking about?
You got a look on your face. I can tell.
I'm not surprised.
What? You're not surprised? Okay.
You don't want to put up with someone who's longer than that. And I guarantee it was all you. I guarantee every relationship ended because of you. Am I wrong? Who ended them?
I think I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can
One
see.
just fell out of earth. I didn't know what happened to her. I think she was looking for marriage.
She just disappeared.
And I was cheating on another girl, but she was awesome.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
She was.
A temporary marriage is known as a nikamuta, a pleasure marriage. It's known as a pleasure marriage. So this is strictly for sex. And it's a private contract based time-limited marriage recognized primarily in a certain sect of Islamism or Islam.
So you're not going to be able to do it here in the States.
No, but I'm just going, it requires a stipulated duration and a dowry expiring automatically without divorce.
So you're paying somebody to sleep with you.
Well, it sure sounds like that.
Well, yeah, it is that. A dowry
While historically permitted
is a payment.
Early in Islam.
I mean, you're not giving her a cow and a chicken and getting into bed. I mean, money.
Yeah, but it is considered forbidden by Sunni scholars. Now, the interesting thing is the Supreme
Sunni
League...
scholars?
SUNNI.
Not Sunni schools. No. I thought you meant like professors of New York State.
I might be saying...
I'm not reading it. You are.
I know, and I may be mispronouncing that.
Right.
SUNNI. I said Sunni, but it could be Sunni or Sunni.
In that case, I'm moving to Cortland.
Yeah, it's like I find this. So a contract is made for a specific period from hours to years. You're right. You could, yeah. I'm going to take
dowry.
the convertible for the day.
It's like Enterprise.
Yeah.
We're going to be married for 24 hours. Here's your dowry.
Yeah.
$11,000.
A woman gives herself in marriage for an agreed dowry and then must include a clear duration and a dowry. It does not traditionally require witnesses, and partners do not inherit from each other unless specified in the contract. So you could say, ending the marriage automatically dissolves when the time limit expires. What if you actually fell in love?
Then you extend it.
I guess you could.
Again, yeah.
And I used to kind of joke with people, or maybe somebody else joked, and I
just like a lease. I mean, they give it to you for a year. Do you want to buy it outright?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Or no, I want to trade it in for something else.
All right. So here's the rights and children part. Remember I said to you, how do these people, because it sounds like it's young guys who are horny, young people. I don't want to say that. Women get horny too. Looking to have sex, but they can't under religious conditions. So in this one sect of Islam, you can do this. Women may specify conditions. Children born from this union are legitimate and the responsibility of the father. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Permissible and considered a mercy in certain situations of need. Majority views hold that it was permitted early on, but later deemed invalid.
Now, I haven't heard anything about oil tycoons or anything over in Sandland or whatever it is, but I mean, the harems where you might have 12 wives and like 50 kids.
Yeah, that's true too, but I don't think that that's Islam. I don't know.
Like I said,
it could be different religions. I don't really know, but you're right. There were harems. There were harems.
Prince of Egypt or Prince of this or, people of money.
Sure.
What was the Mormons in Utah?
Yeah.
Where you could have more than one wife.
Well, that was...
and I think
that's illegal now.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because I think they had to have their own residence, their own house. So you could have 4 wives, but they all had to have their own. You're not all living together in a tent.
It's hard. I'll give you 2 thoughts on this. It's hard because we have freedom of religion. Mm-hmm. So if this is my religious practice, then how can you tell me
it's wrong?
It's wrong by the government, right? So I don't know. I thought it was deemed illegal and to have multiple wives, even for
bigamy.
Yeah, even as for religious purposes. But that becomes like a slippery slope. And it is interesting when you hear, certain religions beat up or I'll say like just despised in the media and things. And I often think, like, I know nothing really about Scientology, and we've all heard the bad stuff, and there's people who've been in it and said, it's this, that, and the other thing. And Tom Cruise is certainly, I would guess, he's not necessarily a spokesperson. I've never heard him say anything about Scientology that would try to recruit you. Is my point. He's not being an evangelist about that.
I know Nicole Kidman had to get a lawyer to get out of Scientology.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is like, okay, but boy, we really bash it, but you have the right to freedom. And I guess you have the right to say those things too. It's just interesting to me how that all goes down.
I remember years ago, it was huge. They had a huge win that they're recognized as a religion for tax purposes or something.
Yeah.
I mean, but this is like 40 years ago. I saw it.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
I'd have to look it up.
And they are the Church of Scientology. Mormons are another one. I'm sure there's other things that I don't know. I think David Koresh had his own religion, that member bat with the Waco and the whole thing that went on, and that was of a religious purpose. Jim Jones was of a religious thing, but he didn't drink the Kool-Aid. Thus, we got the phrase "drink the Kool-Aid," and it's just I don't know.
Just always remember.
Yeah.
Remember this one word.
You know what?
If you ever get in trouble,
What?
Sanctuary. You just run into a church, yell sanctuary, and by religious law, you can live there for the rest of your life. What,
by religious law? I don't know that.
Well, I don't think the police can come in and get you.
Oh, well, they may not be able to. Yeah.
Wasn't that Nelson Mandela? Sanctuary where he was, or some religious leader, and they were waiting for him to come out.
Yeah, Mandela was a political leader. Not religious.
Again, years ago, I'd have to look it up.
Yeah. I don't. Either way, I just find this fascinating that there's a religion out there. And here's the thing that I fucking love. I don't love. Let me rephrase that. I don't want to love. The ethical debate is proponents argue it protects against fornication and empowers women to set terms. So the women get to say, here's my dowry. I'll be with you, but it's 5 years. While critics argue it's prone to exploitation, creates uncertainty for children, that would be, and breaks down family structure. I don't know. All I know is that
is a big one.
Yeah, sure. That's a great point, right? I mean, we see that. But I find it very interesting that the Supreme Leader's son had 2 temporary marriages. And I go, that...
He should have went to that doctor that just yanks on your crank and see if that would fix things.
It's so weird. I go, but religion, all the religions.
You get out of everything with religion.
Well,
you do.
I got to say, like,
there's a lot of loopholes in religion.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I'm not sure that Muhammad, who was the founder and creator of or leader of Muslim, I don't know if he was in favor of this stuff.
How many wives did he have?
I don't know.
How many wives did Solomon have? Like 1,000, right? That guy got around.
But here's the thing that's so interesting is I go, boy, it's religion is by men to get laid in a certain way, right? To get laid legally. They put in temporary marriages. I'll tell you this, Rastafarian is a sect. Rastafarian.
Is that one of the Teenage Ninja Turtles? A little lost on that.
It's one of the sects of Judaism, right? Of Jewish faith. But I'm pretty sure that like Bob Marley and these others, they found a way to tweak it enough that there's something in there that they can like have sex with young women. You have to dig in deeper on that one, but I'm pretty sure it's there. And I go, this is all guys trying to find a way to make getting laid ethical.
Hearsay, Your Honor.
This is ethical. Right. Just getting ethical. Yep. That's all. Hey, I don't want to be. I don't want to be looking bad in my religion, but I want to get my dick sucked. And that's. I think that's it.
I haven't been to church in a long time, but
and you haven't had your dick sucked. No, I don't know.
3 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at you, Doug.
Well, I gave it up for Lent ago now. I'm going to skip that. I go, no, if an opportunity arises, and if I arise, it's going to happen.
Well, good for you.
Now, you were raised Catholic, right?
I wasn't. I was, I ever tell you that weird story?
No, I just want to know, did you give anything up for Lent? Do you even think about that?
I don't.
No?
No, I do. I used to sometimes.
Yeah.
My son is very Catholic.
Yeah.
And the boys weren't raised Catholic, but Jordan went to Catholic school, and then my son Jackson does go to Catholic church every Sunday, and he went to St. Patrick's Cathedral for Ash Wednesday.
Nice.
Down in New York. But no, I was Catholic. Yes, very Irish Catholic family until I was 7. and my father had been in the seminary and then left, got kind of kicked out of it.
Yeah, he told me that.
And
Wanting to beat up a priest or something like that.
No, he put a lit cigarette in the Virgin Mary's hands. He did. He would brag about it. Like, here's the thing that I got. You get me going all over the place.
Sorry. The things. Go ahead. Focus on what you want.
No. The things that, as parents, that you say in passing, that are. I mean, these sounded like great stories. When he said he put a lit cigarette in the Virgin Mary's fingers, I'm like, this is fucking great. Right? So what am I going to do? You just gave me permission to be a complete asshole without saying anything. All you did was tell me a story about you.
Don't do as I do.
Well, I did.
Do as I
didn't
say.
get that. I didn't get that.
Right.
What I used to get was, I don't know you, but I know your father. My father would say this to me. I don't know you, but I know your father. And whatever I would do, I always think you're probably going to do too. And yes, because you raised me by telling these fucking Aesop fables about that. He would say to me all the time, his brother went into the Navy. They had some shitty apartment in Brooklyn. And then my grandparents bought a house down in New Jersey that was going to be their weekend house by the ocean and all this. They would leave for that. And he goes, yeah, I would wait by the phone. 11 o'clock, they would call. I was like 16. And they'd go, are you going to bed? And he'd be like, yep, I'm going to bed. And he'd hang up, and out he went for the rest of the night in the New York City nightlife. And he would brag to you about this. Like, that's what I did. So you thought, well, that's what I got to do. That's fucking amazing. Oh, my God. Is it
3:05?
Oh, okay.
Who dat?
That's the meeting I was supposed to have.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm just going to say, give me a half hour. Oops.
For the lighting?
Yeah.
Turn the lights down low.
Oh, shit. I have to edit this out. Okay. So there was that. And then what was I starting to... Oh, the religious thing. So I was raised Catholic. Until the age of 7, when my parents decided philosophically that they weren't getting enough out of the church. It was too much, not enough Bible based.
Yeah.
And my father, I found this out after he died. I don't know. My brother knew it. I didn't know. He wrote a resignation letter to the church, to the Catholic Church. He wrote a resignation. I would love to fucking read this thing. Where is it? Who did he send it to? How do I find it? I don't want to say headmaster, but
who would have it?
He wrote it to the little church that we went to. Like, I don't know if he wrote it to the priest there. I'm going, somebody had to get this letter.
Yeah.
I would love to read that.
I would write the church. I don't think they throw anything out. Well, I don't know that for sure. I know people have gotten married and they had to write whatever the city god is, the head in Rome.
Right.
I'm getting married for the third time. This is my future wife. She is now in the church and get permission from the church. It was this whole fucking ordeal that seemed like bullshit to me. Still does.
Yeah, it's a moneymaker.
Yeah.
Is what it felt like. But so he wrote this. I would love to read that. And then it was such a big deal in my family that my grandfather, my mom's dad, wouldn't talk to her for a year. Because don't forget that Southern Ireland was Catholic. Northern Ireland was Protestant. We went to more...
Again, fighting over religion.
Yeah. Went to like a Quaker-based Protestant
church. And all
church.
religion is supposed to be love and get together and not to be Cain and Abel. But if you like them and I like them, we're getting it on.
I always think, and people argue with me through history, but I go, King Henry VIII had a bunch of wives, and when he wanted to fucking new
great
one,
head.
And when he fucking
beheaded.
When he wanted to bang a new one, he changed the entire religion of the country.
I did not know that.
Yes, they went from Catholicism to Protestantism or something of that nature.
Hey, John, we're mixing it up again.
And Northern Ireland went, and Southern Ireland goes, fuck that, we're staying this way. And that's how that all started.
Wow.
Yeah, and it became such a big deal that years later, here in the United States, my grandfather, first-generation American from Ireland, would not talk to his own daughter for a year because she switched religions to Protestantism, and that was Northern Ireland.
In the end, what does it matter?
Nothing. Nothing. It was ridiculous. My grandmother used to corner me and go, do you have communion? And I said, yeah, they do it like once.
To work every day.
Once a month.
It's my week to drive.
And I swear to God, she thought they were sacrificing goats and small children. I didn't know what it's not all that shit. All right, we'll take a break and got to tell you about the mayor of Sluttown.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you'll like this one.
Anything with sluts. I love sluts.
Do you?
They're awesome. They are great.
Hey, the world
Naughty.
needs sluts. I had a high school teacher.
Yes.
I had a high school teacher who was my favorite teacher ever. And he overheard some kids and somebody goes, oh, she's such a slut. And he's like, instead of like shaming the kid in a way like, hey, why would you say that? He's like, hey, the world needs sluts too.
The teacher said that?
Yes.
He didn't get fired back then.
No, but you probably would today.
Oh, without a doubt.
All right, we'll get to the sluts right after this. If the new year has you saying, I did not sign up for this, like a workers' comp case, Social Security disability, or a personal injury claim, don't try to Google lawyer your way through it. Go to Connors and Ferris. They have offices in Buffalo, New York City, Syracuse, and Rochester, and they'll get back to you within 24 hours. Yeah, so even when you're stress scrolling at 2 a.m., you can call 262-COMP, tell them a little bit about what's going on in your life, and within 24 hours, one of their attorneys will get back to you. You'll talk to real lawyers who will explain things in plain English, not legal mumbo-jumbo. Workers' comp, Social Security disability, personal injury, complicated? Absolutely. Something you should handle alone? Nope. Connors and Ferris. Experienced, responsive, and committed to serving you better. Call 262-COMP. Help's available right now.
Round number 4. Like it was before, baby. Open that door and don't you snore, because we're keeping you awake here. The dynamic duo. We're not Batman and Robin. We're not even Lois Lane and Clark Kent. But we are Bill Moran.
If we were, you would definitely be Lois.
Yes, I would.
And I would have to be Clark.
Of course. Well, you're taller.
Yeah.
And you wear glasses.
I did wear glasses for a while.
Yeah.
I haven't worn them in a long time. Yes. All right, Doug.
Yes. Sluts.
Well, there's a mayor. There's a mayor in Louisiana.
Ooh, we're moving. We're going to take the Bill fight on the road.
Who allegedly had sex with a 16-year-old.
Ooh, that's bad.
At her own kid's birthday party.
Wow. And yet that doesn't surprise me.
Pool party, kids everywhere. She's in an orange bikini. Mm-hmm. And apparently there was zero adult supervision, including herself. At a certain point, I was thinking they just do need to rename the town Slutville. Right?
Yeah.
Population, one mayor, and a couple horrified teens. But this was a child's birthday party, and somehow it does end up in an episode or becomes an episode of Cops. It's a weird. The whole thing is weird because apparently, like, this kid's parents worked for the town or in the mayor's office, but there were everybody at this party. You could only imagine how this unfolded. She had to be drinking.
Now she's 16.
No. She's 43. She's the mayor.
Oh, who's 16? The guy?
The boy.
Oh.
Yeah. So
and there's people there.
It's her son's birthday party.
Okay. I thought it was just those two and the kids.
It's her son's birthday party.
Okay.
Who's also about 15, 16 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it. Okay.
So mom is out in the bikini.
I'm on track.
Mom's having, obviously is drinking, right? And then she says, people say, because I'm reading this article, and it's so funny because you could picture it, and I would be so fat. If I were a kid, I would be like, this is fucking amazing. Watching the mom hit on the kid. And she's like, oh, she like touched his chest and, wow, you must work out. I mean, all this shit's being said, right? And if I saw one of my buddies, I'd be like, oh, I'd be like, yes, this is fucking phenomenal.
Now, if the shoe's on the other foot,
I might get uncomfortable because I was weird back then as a child. I was very, very.
I mean, as an adult.
Yeah.
Shit going sideways.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
As an adult. But so this kid, they wind up going in a bedroom, and apparently the window was open or not open. I don't want to say that, but like
you could see through it a little bit.
You could see through a little bit that her own son got video of her on top of this guy grinding away.
I'm going to videotape my mom.
Well,
banging a kid my own age.
I mean, I'm sure the kid was like horrified and mad. And what do you do when you're mad nowadays?
You videotape.
You
everything.
videotape.
Sure.
Yeah. And so you just videotape.
That's all anybody does. Any kind of accident. He's bleeding to death. No, I got to get on video, and then I'll call 911. I only have so many. I'm at 5%. Either call 911 or get a video. That's what it comes down to. And what do people do with these videos?
I don't know. Well, they put them up on. There's whole pages dedicated to the horrors of life. Right. So I don't know.
And some nights I get stuck watching them. It's like a train wreck. You just can't turn away.
Yeah. How was your birthday? The cake was good, but Mom committed a felony. Yeah. I mean, it was pretty good. I don't know. But here's the real thing, because this is where I want to bring it back to. And you sort of touched on this just naturally because you are Dougie Fresh. Mm-hmm. And that was the idea that the alcohol addiction is a disease, right? We say drug addiction is a disease. Food addiction, I think, is even determined by some to be a disease. But when someone behaves like this, we don't say disease. We don't refer to sex addiction, which is a real diagnosis.
Sex addict?
Yeah, sex addict, right? As a disease. I'm not saying that could be used here, but what we say is that person shouldn't even be in charge of a fucking toaster.
Is her name Misty Roberts?
Was she the Louisiana mayor?
Yeah.
Does her name come up as that?
It says Misty Roberts found guilty of having sex with teen, but that was 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
sure. I would think so.
Misty Roberts. I mean, if that doesn't start getting your dick hard, nothing will. I mean, she's 45. She was 75.
Okay, 45, right? I said 43. I couldn't remember. And the point of this,
she's a good-looking woman.
She is a good-looking woman. But it's embarrassing when your mom is the talk of the town. I would be so relentless to this kid who's her son in school. I'd be going all the time like, hey, man, I want to come over.
Can you be my lab partner for science?
Hey, listen, I'm
going to bring my Bunsen burner over for your mom. How many?
I did this in college. Some kid had a really hot mom. I used to tease him all the time about I would always go, hey, when's your mom coming? I would run in his room, pick up the couch, and sniff the couch cushion. I would be doing all that shit to this kid. It would be relentless and mean. But I would just be doing it.
When did you grow out of that?
I haven't.
Okay.
I never did. I still would do it. I still do it. I still do that kind of stuff if I know the people well enough.
Right.
Do all kinds of silly things.
Just to make them feel uncomfortable.
Well, just to have that. But here's the serious part of this is like somewhere between.
I'm about to put deviled eggs on my dating profile.
Yes.
And this 45-year-old in Louisiana is banging a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Where is the world fair for me? I'm trying to put up whatever pictures, say whatever I can to try to get a coffee date, and this 45-year-old woman is...
Well, maybe you need to go interview a couple of 16-year-olds and figure out what they're doing. What do they have? No. Well, 16-year-old guys going, hey, I hear you're banging the ladies I want to bang. How do I get in the mix?
Now, what's this do to this kid for the rest of his life?
I don't know. Because his mom's saying, okay, so this is like...
Do you think he's going to think every woman is just going to want to jump his bones like that one? Is that going to give him a misinterpretation of the women he meets down the line? It might. I'm just saying.
Those are all really valid questions. They are. Here's my thing when I read the article. I'm reading the article, and the kid's mom is going on about how horrified he was and all blah, blah, blah. And they weren't comfortable saying anything because they all worked for her. And and it got acknowledged, and the videos more circulated town and all this shit. I don't know.
The video's got to be out there somewhere. Circulate if it's out there.
I think it was on social media. It could have been a Snapchat thing, which I'm not saying it ever really goes away, but it's harder to find because it disappears. That's part of Snapchat's appeal. But I don't know. I would say just like anything in life, everything's different. Every person is different. So did this really horrify this kid, or is he just playing it up because mom and dad are there and they're fucking out of their mind?
Right.
And I got to go, oh my God. You wouldn't believe She took her big, succulent, well-rounded breast and just beat me about the head. You know what I mean? I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like you just have something. Could it be that the kid is? Yes. Could it also be that the kid is now ashamed because mom and dad are fucking flipping out about it and the whole town's flipping out and this lady's on the cover?
How long before you stop talking about it? A month, a year, 2 years?
Oh, no, you're always known as the kid that fucked Tommy's mom.
Do you move? You'd be like, hey, we're getting out of here.
Tommy and his family with slut mom probably should.
Yeah.
The other family, probably not. Right?
So the kids are stuck with everybody knowing that he banged the mayor.
Yeah.
Not that he got
but
first place in the spelling bee.
By the way, is that here's the thing is like I sometimes understand the argument of horny guys. To your point, it is
horny guy.
Horny guys, but power manipulation. She has the power and manipulation. She's a 45-year-old woman. She's got stuff. She might apply them with booze in the hot tub or whatever to loosen things up.
What are you thinking when
Oh, well, that's a fair question. That's a great question because you're throwing everything away for a minor. You couldn't just wait 2 years, lady, and he would have been 18.
I told you, I DJ'd a party and the parent had the kids drinking, or it was open bar for kids too. I'm like, these kids 21? Now, all the parents know each other. Everybody's fine with them. I'm like, are you sure? Because if somebody leaves in a car and gets killed, you're going to fucking jail.
Well, that's true. But you're only allowed to serve alcohol to your own kids in your house.
No, this is
no. I know that.
I mean, there's 50 kids.
But I think if the other parents are there and they're okay with it.
They were all there. Trust me.
Well, but just one parent? No, there weren't.
Yeah, there were parents, but
not everybody's parents.
I don't think everybody. It wasn't equal.
Yeah.
There was more kids than parents.
Yeah. Why you got to blow my cover? No,
I'm just
look. Did I ever tell you this story? I went to a after prom party, and it was with my friend Chad, and his mom allowed everybody to drink and do all this shit. And my father found out I was there, and he wrote her a note saying and mailed it, and it got all around school that my father wrote a note to Chad's mom saying, if you he wasn't saying don't throw a party, but you are not to allow my son into the party. That was my father did. And it's like, fuck, man, why you gotta ruin my good time?
Because he's a father.
Well, my father used to say to me, I'm not here to ruin your good time, I'm here to keep you alive. And I was the one who pushed the boundaries, probably the worst out of the three of us. But it is a weird thing. Like, I agree with you. I don't know how at 45, knowing all we know.
Absolutely.
Knowing all we know.
No, it's wrong.
Seeing
and
all
she's a
the
mayor.
stuff. Yeah, seeing all the stuff. I wouldn't say you're a minor attracted person, like who looks for younger people, but you made a really bad decision in this one moment.
Monumental. You're at a party.
Right.
And you don't think anybody's going to be looking for you or this other kid? Or find you or hear you?
And I think power is the real drug in this. You have the power to sort of coerce and bring this kid in.
Gosh.
And, who knows? And she's not unattractive.
No.
Right? And,
she is not.
I just sometimes, we remove too much accountability by labeling some things or maybe everything as a disorder, a sex addiction, a this or that, where you almost go, well, I can't help it because I'm an addict, but you got to help it because we're having society here and we can't allow this. Do you understand? You know what I mean? And I don't know, but it's fascinating to me. You're right.
I am one that think brothels should be allowed.
And maybe,
yeah.
Why not?
The girls are streetwalkers, hookers, prostitutes, escorts. Yep. It's out there.
There's a way to make that more equitable for the women. In other words, like you have some ownership in the brothel. There's something that gives you a little more power in the situation because it is.
Like if you're 55 years old, your wife died or you're divorced or something, and you go, it's tough enough to date.
Yeah.
And you want to do that discreetly.
Yeah.
Have a hour.
Right.
Go ahead. And if this woman's on drugs or something, or that's all she can do, I don't know.
Right.
That all comes down to drugs. They're not putting themselves through college.
No, but what they would do here is make sure that if it was government sanctioned, it would have health checks. Right? And
taxed.
Yep. And there would also be ways to keep things safer for everybody.
I think so.
Yeah, there really would be. I mean, I think that's a very valid
legalized
point.
weed, which now I think everybody's, well, at least in my circle of people, what I hear.
Yeah, you fucking old fuddy-duddies.
Right. You smell it in restaurants, at
Right.
Bill Gray's.
Yeah.
People walk in just reeking of it. Ruins your day, ruins your meal, ruins my car when I Uber, but it's legal.
Yeah.
You can't tell me it's legal. And you're like, yep, it is. So is changing your clothes and washing after you. It's just, I don't want to smell, and I don't want to contact guy.
I know. Well, that is a worry. I do worry about that myself. I did think about that.
I've told you who worries about it. Bus drivers.
Sure.
Little kids come out smelling of weed. That's going into the bus driver.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't wait till your kid's off of school. What does that say about that so-called parent?
But it could be smoking the night before.
Oh,
you
God.
know,
Could be doing this. Could be doing that.
No. I'm saying you probably shouldn't be smoking around the kids, period. That's when, but it could have been the night before, and it's so now ingrained in their clothes. Do you know what I mean? Or everything in the house starts to smell that way. You know, you probably shouldn't smoke in an enclosed environment.
But they have the right to do it because it's legal.
You do, but I hear you. I hear you, you fuddy-duddy.
I'm just saying.
Well, who knows? Maybe this mayor got a little high and the way she went.
Think so?
Misty
Roberts.
Roberts.
That's not a porn name. I don't know what is. I'm going to go home and look for her.
Mrs. Roberts.
Mrs. Robinson. I just watched that.
Mrs. Robinson, yeah, but Mrs. There was a porn years ago that we were in Toronto, and one of the crew that I was with comes down and goes, "Hey, I watched this porn last night, Mrs. DeSalvo." So we went up.
Mrs. DeSalvo.
I think it was called Mrs. DeSalvo. I think. So we went upstairs. We had to find it. We laughed our fucking asses off at the terrible acting and all this shit.
Oh, you don't watch it for the acting.
Mrs. DeSalvo. We were mocking the shit out of it. We're like, how could you even get hard for this? You had to see it. It was so bad. And it was just funny. It was just very funny. But I don't know. Banging a 16-year-old is not a...
Does it just make you feel younger?
Probably.
You know, the adventure.
Sure.
Now, I've been to some parties where things have happened, and you know, the thrill of being caught makes your adrenaline go, raises the stakes, so to speak.
Yeah.
And that's
100%.
absolutely.
And then the other thing is, like, that's where I go, where exactly does addiction and...
But 16-year-olds, sometimes you got to say, okay, this isn't...
Well, you're just making a terrible decision.
You know,
right?
18-year-old. What?
Yes.
2 years.
Yes,
This is going to haunt you the rest of your life.
You got it. That is exactly exactly
Maybe
right.
I should go to night school.
You can join me. Whoops. Wrong one. You can join me. I'll just say this.
Okay.
Because everything is a disease, right? In a lot of places, a lot of things. Somewhere right now in America, there's a doctor diagnosing someone with stage 4 bad decisions, right? It's got to be, if this is what we're doing.
Are they pulling on his crank?
Yeah. Ranking him back and
Mr.
forth.
Stretcho Man?
For Dougie Fresh! Woo! I'm Bill Moran. We'll see you next time.
Seems they were looking for a Cadillac.